On September 15, 2005, the Base Realignment and Closure Commission identified the 926 Fighter Wing for closure. Personnel and equipment were relocated to 4 different bases: A-10s to Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, and Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. Logistics readiness support to Buckley Air Force Base, Colorado, and the command element to Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada. The closure was projected to take 2.5 years to complete. However, the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina accelerated that process, and it was completed in less than 9 months. On August 17, 2007, the 926 Fighter Wing was redesignated as the 926 Group, and on December 5, 2014, will be redesignated as the 926 Wing, which included the 926 Operations Group, 726 Operations Group, 926 Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, 926 Force Support Squadron, 926 Security Forces Squadron, and the 926 Aerospace Medical Squadron. The 926 is located at Nellis Air Force Base as is an associate reserve unit integrated with units from Air Combat Command, Air Force Space Command, and Air Education Training Command, as well as multiple other combat units. Will Colonel Cabral please come forward for a few words?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming out here to join us. After 2 weeks of approximately 80 to 90 degree weather, we get 100 and something odd change. So welcome to Nellis, right? It's the right thing to do. I want to extend a welcome, General Goodman, Chief Schaefer, Colonel DeMott, Chief Warren, Colonel Wild, Mr. Samaricus, Colonel Swanson. Hey, thanks for joining the 926th Wing team today. We're really glad to have you guys out here. It's awesome to see this event and awesome to be able to celebrate a milestone for the 926th Wing. As you just heard, for the first time since 2005, the 926th Wing is going to own, operate, and fly aircraft, and we're pretty excited about it as a team. Honestly, from the time I got the first text this morning telling me that we had 3 taxi and 3 get into the air, I really have not been able to wipe the smile off my face. And so if I get a little bit emotional here, you'll forgive me. But this has been a long time coming, and it's been a lot of work for everybody that's involved here. None of this happens without a lot of assistance and a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears to make things happen, though. So first off, let me give some thanks. For today's ceremony, I want to thank the team that helped put this together. Chief Bonato, the entire maintenance team, you guys did awesome. From the positioning of the aircraft to the month or so that we've had about 90 maintainers downrange preparing these aircraft to transfer to Nellis. That's been a Herculean effort. I also want to thank the logistics folks, the AH team, all the folks that helped get the bleachers set up, and I want to thank 57th Wing Public Affairs for their assistance in making sure that we were ready and able to present this ceremony today in a way that honors the work that all of the people that have put into this have get done. I want to thank our mission partners, 57th Wing, 99th Wing, all of the folks at Nellis that have helped make this happen. This hasn't been an easy road, and it hasn't been without friction. But just as a roughening stone sharpens the sword, I think in the end, this is going to make us a sharper team. It's going to set us up to better prepare and execute to train the war fighters of tomorrow. And I'm excited that the 926th Wing is going to have a larger role in owning the mission of making sure that our airmen are ready now, that we can get them those first 10 combat missions as Red Flag established over 40 years ago. And I want to make sure that we are excited to be able to train for the future tomorrow. We couldn't have done it without you guys. We're not going to be able to do it without you guys. And I'm looking forward to us being able to contribute to that mission of preparing the air combat crews for tomorrow. Lastly, I want to thank the women and men of the 926th Wing. You guys have done a phenomenal amount of work over the last several years to get ready to be able to execute this mission. Job's not done. We got a lot more work to do, but I am absolutely humbled and proud by the work that you have all done to make sure that we get these first 3 aircraft here today, and I'm looking forward to getting the rest of them here and seeing us start generating aircraft and putting red air into the skies. And as an aside, if you want a great example of the amount of work that our folks have done putting into this, when you join us for a social a little bit later on, I encourage you to walk through the support section and see the incredible work that just in 3 weeks our folks have done to turn that place from a support facility into a home for our airmen, a place that our young airmen, our maintenance troops can be proud of and are excited to work out of on a day-to-day basis. Reserve Aggressors is a great step forward for us. The Reserve Aggressors, the Aggressor mission in general, is uniquely well suited to reservists. Our Reserve Citizen Airmen provide continuity, credibility, and experience to the mission here at Nellis, and they're going to make a great contribution towards accelerating our capability to training the future warfighters of tomorrow. Our airmen, our fighter pilots, come to us with, on general, over 1,000 hours worth of fighter experience. That deep experience provides situational awareness, the ability to safely execute a mission, the ability to steer a large force exercise, and squeeze every last drop of fuel, every minute of airspace to wring every last bit of training out as we go forth and execute that mission. We have reserve fighter pilots that have been executing the mission here for over 12 years. And I don't know how many red flags and whizzings that works out to, but talk to Drago. Maybe he can give you some details about it a little bit further on. But that continuity provides an expertise. That continuity provides an understanding of the threat. That continuity of being able to analyze what the adversary is planning on doing to us, being able to use that to know, teach, and replicate to our blue forces and ensure that they're prepared to fight against that foe. It's something that the continuity that our reservists bring. And with that time also brings with it the credibility that when they stand in front of a group of folks, they're turning and they're looking at a maybe slightly balder, maybe slightly grayer fighter pilot, and they go, that's a guy who's been there, done that. I can give him the respect and I can listen to what he has to say. And that comes with experience. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the experience that our maintainers bring to the fight. Several of our maintainers here in the 926 AMXS have been turning wrenches on F-16s from the point where these exact F-16s were delivered to their original operational units. And in fact, several of our maintainers were the assigned dedicated crew chief on these F-16s. And now it's coming full circle where they're going to be maintaining those jets again. You can't replicate that depth of experience. You can't reproduce it. It's just something that you learn over time. And I'm excited to see our maintainers getting to turn wrenches on their own assigned aircraft again. For what these aircraft bring to the fight in terms of how the 926 wing is going to enhance the aggressor experience, these jets are going to improve our ability to not only ensure airmen are ready now, but that they can train for the fight of tomorrow. These aircraft will bring increased reliability and kinematic performance with slightly increased engines on them. They're going to bring increased lethality via an updated software load, better displays to improve the situational awareness of our pilots, and better data link that's going to allow us to not only better replicate the fourth generation threats of today and tomorrow, but also give us the capability to better integrate with the fifth gen adversaries and be able to provide a more lethal threat with our 65th Aggressor Squadron partners down the road flying their F-35s. It's going to be great. I think it's going to greatly enhance the ability that we have to provide that threat. I think it's going to improve what we can turn in terms of, again, making sure those blue air flight leads are challenged, making sure that our weapons upgrade trainees are well challenged, and I think it's going to provide greater lethality. I hope that the blue ones are ready for the debriefs. Finally, the arrival of these aircraft highlights the reserve commitment to Nellis. Having ownership of mission, having ownership of maintenance, having ownership of operations just further deepens the roots that our reserve citizen airmen have here in the Las Vegas community. There's a local advertisement that goes, we're not tourists, we're not locals, we're Vegas. That is the 926th wing. Our traditional reservists have businesses and are leaders in the community downtown. They're here for the long haul, and when they put the uniform on to come do this, they represent themselves, they represent the Vegas community, and they represent the reserve commitment to the Nellis mission, to the U.S. Air Force Warfare Center, and towards the future that we have ahead of us. It's a long-term commitment that we as reservists take very seriously, and that I'm looking forward to the 926th wing helping to fulfill and ensure that we can get after that mission on a day-to-day basis. Finally, it highlights our commitment for the long haul. Aggressors is a mission, it's not an aircraft. We're in it for the long haul, and whether we decide in the long term to extend the lifetime on these, frankly, somewhat tired F-16s, or whether we decide that it's going to be recapitalized by something else, by big Air Force and congressional budget decisions, or whether we go in a completely different direction, that continuity, credibility, and experience that the 926th Wing Airmen are going to bring to the Aggressor mission will continue throughout the future, and we're ready to take on the challenges no matter how the environment shapes towards the future. I am super excited to be part of this. This is day one. This is the start of the journey, not the end. We got a long way to go to make sure that we are able to routinely, predictably, and safely generate aircraft, put them in the air, and go join the fight. I'm excited to go join that. For those blue ones and wugs that we've got out in the audience, the Cajun Desert Aggressors have arrived. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to fly in one of these jets and go support a Vol. Fights on, Kaboyu.